know what I'm saying? You don't become a woman's number one option by trying to be her number one option. You become a woman's number one option by.
If he leads properly, I will submit naturally. I will submit naturally.
So with that being said, what I wanted to discuss with you guys today is how to be a woman's number one option, right? How do you do that? What are some things that you can be doing as a man for you to be a woman's number one option? We know a woman is not going to give that number one treatment to more than one guy at a time. So I got a couple things, so let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so number one is, she already kind of said it. You must be leading your own life. You know what I'm saying? Us as a man, you gotta have something to follow. I know for me, for most of my life, nobody ever explained that to me. So when I'm with the woman, I'm trying to follow her lead. So I could be over at a woman's crib and I'm looking for her to lead the way because I have nothing going on. So a lot of times us as men, we don't have nowhere we're going. So it's like, you gotta look at it like you being in a car, right? Your life is like a car. If you don't know where you're going, then why would that woman want to stay in the car with you? What she's gonna do, she's gonna get out that car and go in somebody else's car. But you wanna be able to keep that woman in your car, in the passenger seat. And to do that, you have to know where you're going with your life. You know what I'm saying? What's your bigger picture? You know what I'm saying? Do you wanna stay stuck where you at? Or you gonna always feel sorry for yourself? What we gotta understand is, y'all know how a lot of times they say, you know, money just makes you more of what you really are. Well, it's kind of the same thing with women, right? So they're gonna hold up a mirror to you. Now, not literally, but figuratively, right? So what I mean by that is that if you're not really leading your own life, that's eventually gonna come to the surface. Because you can come in and act like you that confident dude and you got stuff going on, but really you just looking for her to fill that void in your life. And what I mean is, a lot of times we're looking for a woman to make us happy, to make us feel whole, when you gotta make yourself feel whole. So if a real feminine woman is around you, she's gonna hold up your flaws. So eventually she's gonna have to be the leader because you're not really a leader and she doesn't want to be in that position. And that's where the difficulties come in, because you're not leading your own life. You ain't got no motion. Like, I know for me, you know, when I didn't have nothing going on in my life and I was trying to deal with women all the time, for me, it always backfired in my face, because I would get a feminine woman, but I couldn't keep her because I wasn't leading my own life. I didn't know how to lead the situation. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to lead the relationship because I had no idea where I was going. So if I didn't have no idea where I was going, how could she follow my lead? So again, we have to lead our own lives. And this comes down to working on ourselves, learning new skills, figuring out what we want to do with our life, being purposeful, prioritizing our life. That's what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? Being able to lead your own life. And when you can lead your own life, she will follow the lead, like she said, nastily. All right, so the second way to be a woman's number one option is pay attention to if she's following your lead. And this kind of coincides with the first point, right? Because you got to be leading your own life for a woman to be following your lead, right? So what I mean by this is she making things difficult for you? So when you try to set a date, is she saying like, and this is obviously in the beginning, right? When I'm talking about the beginning stages, because how something starts is usually how something is going to finish, right? So in the beginning, when you say, hey, let's, you know what I'm saying, let's go walking at this park or something like that, or let's go get frozen yogurt. Is she like, no, like, let's go do this instead? So pay attention to things like that, because the fact of the matter is, when a woman likes a dude, she's gonna be on his timing. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be cooperative. She's gonna be willing to come see him where he's at. So you gotta pay attention to it, because when a woman starts giving you the maybes, or I gotta check my schedule, or, you know, she's being disrespectful, or she's talking back, any of those things right there are key indicators that she don't really like you like that. You feel me? Because the thing is, once you experience a woman that you're very highly interested in, and she has high interest in you, and she cooperates with you, what you got to understand is, a woman, she's not going to do anything to mess that up. She's going to be on point. She's going to be willing to come your way. She's going to make it easy for you. Or if she can't make that specific date, she's going to give you a counter offer. You know what I'm saying? She's not gonna leave you hanging. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things you gotta be paying attention to. What are her actions saying? Are her actions saying she don't rock with you like that? Or do she rock with you like that? You know what I'm saying? So you need a woman that's on your program. Forget about her looks and how she look. She the baddest chick I done dealt with, man. Forget all of that, man. If she's not on your program, she's not gonna be rocking with you like that. Because when a woman likes a guy, she's on his program. Especially if you're on your square. If you leading your own life, then if that woman's not on your program, that's not the woman for you then. You know, I think a lot of times, I know for me, I used to accept a lot of things from a woman I didn't want. So whether that was a date that I didn't want to go to, and I'm not saying that there won't be compromise, but what I'm saying is the woman is not trying to go your way at all. And you got to kind of cater to her early on. I don't deal with women like that, because women like that, they're playing their game. And again, on my channel, it's all about putting yourself first. See, like she said in the video, a woman, when she sees that you're leading your own life, she will submit if she wants you. Now, obviously, this is all if the woman wants you, right? So I'll give y'all an example of what this looks like, right? This is how you know when a woman is not rocking with you like that. There's been several women I've tried to date, and I'll say, hey, meet me at this location. And they may be like, oh, it's too far. Or, you know what I'm saying? I get off work late and all these type of excuses, which is BS. Or if it's not BS, I'm cool on it, because I've dealt with several women where they're willing to drive to me or they're willing to come my way. So what you gotta understand is it's about what you're willing to tolerate. What are your standards? Because to me, when you fold on these little things, when a woman says, you know, I'm kind of tired, I just got off work, can you come my way instead, and you do it, you know what I'm saying? That's when you fold and she starts to lose respect. So it's the little things, right? Or for example, when you say to a woman, I'm free Friday and Sunday, and she says, hey, I'm free Friday afternoon, we can meet Friday afternoon for a lunch date, and you do it, that's you folding. Or she says you want to meet Saturday, and you said you was only free Friday and Sunday, you folding. Now, some of y'all may be like, well, how's Friday afternoon folding? Because you said you wanted to meet with her Friday evening, Sunday evening. You want to meet with a woman in the evening time, because ain't nothing finna go on in the daytime. So those are little things that a woman knows, oh, this guy is more into me than I am into him. So you never want to be in that position. You always want to come from a position of abundance. You know what I'm saying? That woman is not following your program. And that's the thing, what y'all got to understand. Women will do little things like that test your strength. So they'll do little things like try to come up with an alternative time to see if you're going to stick to what you said, if you're going to stick to those guns. Because a lot of times, the better the woman looks, the less we stick to what we said. Y'all know that's a fact. The better a woman looks, the less we stick to what we said. So a lot of times, as a man, you could be saying one thing, but doing another. And a woman looks at that like, oh man, this dude, you know what I'm saying? He'll do anything to be with me. That's how she takes it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be very careful with that. So the last thing is, don't have one-itis with her. Have abundance. Now, this is the thing that gets a lot of us in trouble, right? A lot of times as men, when we get a woman that we could potentially date, that looks very good, we start to overdo it. We thinking about her all the time. We start to call her too much. We start to text her too much. And now we're starting to treat her different than the next woman. And what happens is a woman can pick up on this energy, because all of a sudden you start to break the rules for her. You start to break the rules. And what I mean by break the rules is we've all been there, right? When you get enamored with that one woman, that's all that you see. You kind of like taking yourself out the game, so you become ultra focused on this one woman that you start to over pursue. You start to call too much. Y'all extra nice. You're trying to be the perfect guy. You're buying her flowers. You know what I'm saying? You sending notes to her job. You're doing all these different things to try to get her. But meanwhile, what you don't understand is you're putting her on a pedestal. That's what you're doing. You're putting her on a pedestal instead of seeing, okay, is this woman a good fit for me? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it goes to show that you don't have other options, because if you had 3 or 4 other women you was dealing with that was on the same level, obviously you're looking at her from physical looks. So if you had 4 other women that were on that same level look wise, then you will be seeing which woman is best for me, which woman has the values that I have. That's what you will be doing. But a lot of times when you have one woman you feel like is up here and then the other woman you're dealing with are down here, you're gonna be focusing all your attention on this one woman. So now what you're gonna do is, the shout out to Coach Corey Wayne, you're gonna do the paralysis of analysis. I think that's what he said, but that's when you try to make these moves or do something so you could try to make sure that you are in good standing with her. That's what we do. You know, you send her the check-in text to make sure that her phone's still working, that she still remembers you. That's what you're doing a lot of times. So a lot of times we make these subtle mistakes when we become enamored with one woman. You never want to be in that type of mode. And it's hard to get out of it, because I was in it for so many years. While I meet this one woman, and in my head, I'm already imagining having kids with her, the white picket fence, the dog. I'm already imagining all of that. And I haven't even been on one date with her. That's what a lot of us do. And the woman, she senses that from you, because when you're around her, you acting like that. Like I said, you coming off as soft, you're so nice, you're being this perfect gentleman, and she's thinking in her head, like, I don't even know this dude. Why is he treating me like this? You giving her princess treatment when you don't even know if she deserves it. Man, she could be a demon in the inside, and you wouldn't even know it, because you fascinated by what's fat back there and how she looks. Man, straight up, man, I don't care how a woman looks, man. I need to see how you conduct yourself. I don't care how fat it is back there. I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what your values is like. Let me see what your character is like. Let me see what your communication skills is like. Let me see if you really rocking with me. That's the mode that you gotta come from. That I deal with women that look like you all the time. Because the second that you show a woman that you don't deal with women that look like her, it's over with. It's over with. Because I used to wonder, like, dang, why does every woman stop dealing with me in the same way? I used to have that mindset. And guess what? Every time I would deal with the next woman, I would always think in my head, dang, it's only a matter of time before she stopped rocking with me. But you know why? Because I was in one-itis. I was in scarcity. I treated that one woman like she was the only woman I had, instead of having options. And even if you don't have options, you gotta act like you have options. Let me paint a picture for y'all, right? That would be the equivalent to, like, if you was a manager or you had your own business and you got a bunch of people in the waiting room, you know, waiting to be interviewed. And then this one person comes in and you like, dang, man, I really like her shirt. Like, you just really like her shirt for whatever reason. And since you really like her shirt, you hire her based off of that. You know what I'm saying? Based off of that, something superficial. So you hire her based off of that. You don't even look into her background. You don't look at her past jobs. You don't call none of her references. And you just really hire her based off that shirt. That's the example of having one-itis. Just based off how a woman looks, you just give her the title and the position. See, a lot of us, we're so ready to give the woman the number one spot instead of being a woman's number one based on how she looks. Because think about it, you could have had so many great employees out there in that waiting room, but you took yourself out the game because you're going for something that's superficial. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it is. You want to see if that woman can fit in your life, if she can fit to your program. Because part of being a woman's number one option is knowing who you are, knowing what your standards are on, and standing 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? You don't become a woman's number one option by trying to be her number one option. You become a woman's number one option by being your own number one option. So like I say in every video, man, we got to continue to put ourselves first. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always. Guys, make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'm gone.